Check, check, check. Can you hear me? Check, check. Mic check. Hold on. I need to confirm this for myself before I start messing with stuff. Because I didn't change anything except for the webcam itself. Yes, it's good. It's just not showing it. Okay, it's good. It's good. It's just that usually when I'm doing my streams, it will show at the bottom, like if I'm live streaming, it'll show like the bars, like my microphone level with the green dots and everything. But it's not showing that, so I just call it a glitch in the system. But hold on, let me close my room door real quick so we can, keep the volume in here. I got the house to myself, but you know what? Forget it. I got the house to myself. I don't need to. I can be as loud as I want. So, with that being said, yo, peoples, a bit of a surprise for me to actually be doing a reaction to a chapter before Sunday. Because had it not been for Roger's base, for Roger doing a live stream currently right now, I never would have known that there was a new chapter up, and I would have just continued on with my day, just record more Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, and I never would have known that a chapter released yesterday. I had no idea that a new chapter came out yesterday. Sorry if I'm screaming. Please forgive me. But hey, Fandom D Saint, and I'm going to try and attempt this. Kitos? I hope I said that right. Please forgive me if I got it wrong. My pronunciation when it comes to certain things is, needless to say, it has room for improvement. But let me go ahead and get the page ready. Wow, I did not expect that I was going to be able to do. Yeah, there was an early chapter this week. Next chapter is March 1st. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So, last we left off, Oden proved that he is by far the manliest Chad, literally a king of men, by taking on a proposition to Kaido, which Kaido allows. And he says that if me and my men all survive in this burning oil, because they were all being set up to be boiled alive and executed. And we see that one of the handlers that was ready to push Oden in slipped and fell into it and died instantly. So Oden proposes to Kaido that if we survive for this amount of time, then will you let me and my men go? And Kaido says, sure, let's see it happen. Now, it didn't dawn on me that a couple of chapters ago, we got a chapter called The Legendary Hour. I originally thought that the Legendary Hour was Oden fighting against Kaido. But now it's dawning on me that that Legendary Hour could be the hour he spends in that burning oil to keep his his vassals alive. That is what I think is legendary. That's what it means by Legendary Hour. It just didn't happen until, I guess, now. Hey, CJ, what's going on? We got a chapter of One Piece early, so I'm going through it right now. But we got One Piece Hungry Days, which many of us associate with that whole ramen commercial, which is supremely done. But let's go ahead and move on to the next page. Chapter 972, I am Oden, and I was born to boil. Please let me know if I'm too close to my mic or if I'm screaming too loud. So, Lord Oden's been keeping us safe all this time? You can't just reveal all this stuff right now. It's too much for my emotions to process. And the Oni Wabanchu just appear right behind Shinobu, who explained everything that's going on. Because the thing that went on is the reason why Oden, for those who don't know, the reason why Oden was dancing in the buff once a week for 5 years straight was because Orochi is exacting his vengeance of the Kozumi clan by just simply wanting to destroy Wano. Its inhabitants, its land, everything on it. That's his vengeance. But his proposition to Oden was, if you dance in the buff once a week for as long as I say, which ended up being 5 years, then you save 100 people. So for every one time during a week he danced, he kept 100 people from being either tortured, killed, kidnapped by Kaido and his men. Literally everything he did, even losing his dignity, his status, even his viewpoint in the view of the people of Wano, he sacrificed it all to keep everyone alive. The same people that ridiculed him were the same people he was saving by dancing like a complete fool. But the Oniwabanshu have showed up behind Shinobu, and because she's pretty much revealed everything that's going on, and it's taken everyone a minute to process. But here's Fukuro Kuju. The truth will only cause confusion, Shinobu. All they need to know is that the fool of a lord who defied the shogun will die. The execution will eventually finish, and that will be the lasting message. Fukuro Kuju! Oh, I'm glad I got the name right, because sometimes I think it's Fukuro Kujo instead of Kuju, but I'm glad I got it right on the first attempt. I'm sure you knew that speaking up would come at a great cost. I've decided to join my fate to theirs. Life or death, I am Lord Odin's vassal. I will not follow you. If anything should happen to them, then I will die along with Kozuki. But it won't come to that. We'll all survive this, and we'll strike you down. In your dreams. Shogun Orochi, please stop this execution! I beg of you. We beseech you too. Me too. And these same people who are trying to stop this, who are asking Orochi to stop this, they all get shot with arrows. They've been shot with arrows! We must help them! And of course, it's obviously one of Kaido's men or one of the Oniwabanshu as well. Orochi! The crowd instantly understood the threat a madman bent on revenge posed to them. Silence, trash. Because, as you know with Orochi, his voice fluctuates based on his mood. He has a deep voice, but he can go extremely high with craziness. Hey, Psycho, what's going on? We got an early chapter of One Piece. Silence, trash. They realized that the man undergoing the extended execution they'd been watching was in fact the one shining hope for Wano. Lord Odin! Lord Odin! This man is hurting, but he's still pushing. He's pushing past his limits in order to keep his vassals alive. The people suddenly noticed they were surrounded by Kaido and Orochi's men, bristling with weapons. In other words, anyone who spoke out against Orochi were going to be killed by Orochi and Kaido's men to ensure that the execution goes on without a hitch. D-Train, I'm doing good, man. We got an early chapter of One Piece. I'm excited. I hope you are too. The reason for Odin's 5-year stretch of odd behavior spread throughout the crowd like wildfire. Then he was actually saving us. It spurred the people into motion. Man, we look so stupid now. You think? They shot the urgent news to the various castles of the land. The letter arrows of Wano crossed great distances to send messages. And in this panel, we see Yasu. The boiling oil in the pot passed 700 degrees and continued to rise. Please, Lord Odin, survive this torment! And he's not saying anything, but we know this is hurting him. Lord Odin! Hang in there, Lord Odin! We're sorry for insulting you. We were ignorant. Thank you for protecting us, Lord Odin! So going by Orochi's Japanese voice, he's basically the more serious lemon grab of One Piece. Yeah. How convenient for them. Ignore them, my lord. Oh, thank you for protecting us, Lord Odin. Oh, now they care. How convenient for them. Ignore them, my lord. Thank you all. I will persevere. He's so appreciative. And he's getting winded, eating chips and pie. Ain't that nice? I'm kind of full because me and my dad went to a men's breakfast that my church usually has for the men semi-monthly. So I'm kind of full because I ate like 2 plates of eggs and sausage and bacon and French toast and a whole bunch of extra. So I'm good for food right now. I'll probably get something to drink, but that's it. But he's getting tired, but he's still not stopping. Listen to me. If I manage to survive this boiling, I would like to open up this country. Huh? What's he blabbering about? You said that before, my lord, that the Kozuki clan had something to do with our closed policy. What did you learn out there on the Great Wide Sea? You're gonna maybe spoil something? But so I really hope that that's not a spoiler because I'm still watching JoJo and I have no idea what's going on. But if you spoiled that and it's still Jacob, thank you. Long, long ago, the ones responsible for closing this nation to the rest of the world were the Kozuki clan. What? It was to protect Wano from a great external power. Jacob, I wasn't actually saying. I haven't watched it, man. You don't have to describe it to me. I'm still watching JoJo. I would like to find this out on my own. No more spoilers, please. And it was to protect Wano from a great external power. Wano, no. Wano, no, the entire world's await a figure. And when that figure appears after an 800-year span... Wait, what? 800-year span? And when that figure appears after an 800-year span, this country must be prepared to welcome and work with them. I will be clear with you. They are going to kill me today. And that must be Kiku. No, you can withstand the boiling. You're already a third of the way through. I want you to open up Wano in my stead. Then we should join Lord Odin in your dream is our dream. Well said. 30 minutes left. By this point, it was a hell where even the heat haze was lethal. The boiling oil burned Odin's skin. How is he still alive? Raise the heat! But Odin did not die. 10 more minutes! Is he impervious to heat or something? 5 more minutes! Lord Odin, 1 more minute! 10 seconds. 3 seconds. 1 second! And the timer goes off. Yippee! It's a miracle! He survived the execution! Lord Odin did it! He withstood the boiling! And Shinobu says, thank goodness, Lord Odin's won! Sorry, had to burp there. He cleared up the misunderstanding. The country's on his side again. You're in for it now, Kaido! Don't wind him up, cat. Why shouldn't I? A win's a win! And then they all stand, and then the citizens stand in horror as some people stand, as some of Orochi's men and Kaido's men stand, aim to fire at Odin. I changed my mind. I altered the sentence to death by firing squad 1 minute ago, and the entire clan gets put to death too. What kind of childish nonsense? That wasn't the deal. Lord Odin upheld the... And then the person who says that gets shot by one of the guys. Do it for me. Open Wano's borders. And with his strength, he throws all of his vassals into the air, away from him, and they both just book it. Run, Tokuni! And he says, and Kinemon says so with tears in his eyes. Shinobu! And then Kinemon just breaks his chains so effortlessly. Don't turn back! And he's just recounting. Wow. And he's just recounting when Kinemon met Odin for the first time. That was a fascinating story you just said. Kozuki Odin? And Denjiro is remembering all the flashbacks as well. Shoot them all! After them! Wipe out the name of Kozuki! And then we got Kaido. I need to make sure I'm good for this. Either way, your body is already dead. I'll do you a kindness and put you out of your misery. And now the age of Kozuki is over for good. You'll all die. And then Odin retorts with, don't make the mistake of underestimating our samurai. Lord Odin! And then Kiku's running. Everyone is recounting their memories of him. By the way, Birds of Prey was a box office failure. I know. Why do people, when are people going to realize that when you go woke, you go broke? I don't know of a single woke movie that has ever been successful. I don't know of one. But Kiku's recounting when he first met Odin. I didn't say you could eat. That's our pot of Odin. And he's crying. Kanjuro's crying because when he met Odin, their lives of when they first met Odin is flashing before their eyes. Their lives are flashing before their eyes of when they first met Odin. Are you the bandit they're talking about? It's just Raizo. Lord Odin! And then everyone's crying when they met him. So you're the boss of Kurdi, eh, Ashura Doji? And it's going through everyone when they met Kawamatsu, Inuarashi Nekomamushi. Shame on all of you! Your fear of the alien exposes your own ignorance. And then they're all there together. I'm so hungry. It's because you lent out all the money! Okay, go steal some food then. Is that what a daimyo says? They will speak of you for years to come, saying that you died a spectacular death. And this is Kaido. And Odin doesn't say anything. They can forget me for all I care. My soul will live on. I'm sorry about what happened with the old hag. I had her killed. How upright of you. Build your strength while you can, for I am a story to accompany your drinks. I am Odin, and I was born. And before he says it, Kaido shoots him. Toki, Momonosuke, Hiyori, I shall be the first to leave. And as he says that, Kaido shoots him directly in the head. And then he falls into the oil. But every single citizen breathes in deeply and finishes his sentence and says, "To boil! I am Odin, and I was born to boil." And they all say it with tears in their eyes. And then someone is playing on a biwa, and then Odin just fades away into the oil. And so ended one legend, to be carried on by the players of the next stage. My lady, I've received word of Lord Odin's death. They say it was a tremendous end. Toki, I have reached my limit. If I fail to defeat him, there will be no others who can stop Kaido for a long time. Over 20 years ahead of us, there will likely be a massive war, terrible enough to split the seas themselves. In other words, in another 20 years, the primary figures of this great war will muscle their way into the new world. They are the ones who can strike down Kaido. A long winter will settle over Wano. I want you to use your power, Toki, if I should die. And before we even find out the rest of it, she tears up the rest of it. Please, give the children these swords. It sounds dangerous. It sounds dangerous. Aren't you sad? It's a death sentence. Who said you were going to die? That's my wife. I'd be a laughingstock if anyone saw me crying. We are not your weakness. Look ahead, Odin, to 20 years in the future. The story hurtles towards the present day. Next chapter hits March 1st. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it took a while, but we've seen the story of Odin from beginning to end. The manliest man who has ever graced the One Piece series thus far. A man who sailed with the strongest man in the world and the man who would become king of the pirates. Saw everything the world had to offer. Knew what the D initial stood for. Reader and crafter of poneglyphs, which unfortunately he never passed on to Momonosuke. The ability to clash with strong people that no one else has ever been able to clash with up to this point. Seeing the world in more ways than any other person in the entire ocean has ever seen it. Being one of the few people to sail with Roger on his final voyage. Go to the final island, Laugh-Tale. And then come back and still go out even after he fought Kaido. Give Kaido, the man who is known as the Invincible Beast, 100 Beasts Kaido, an individual who has no problem committing suicide as a hobby because he can't die. Odin being the only person to ever injure Kaido and give him his one and only scar. The only person that Orochi absolutely feared. The strongest individual in all of Wano. The true heir of the seat of the Shogun. And even after he fights Kaido, is incarcerated and sentenced to death, where he alone endures the punishment while he keeps his own vassals alive. Then he uses the last bit of his strength to send them flying in a direction away from Kaido and Orochi's men to make sure they live. And in his last moments, still berates Orochi and Kaido, letting them know that his soul will live on, even if they kill him. That someone is going to come along and is going to open up Wano's borders. And in order for that to happen, Kaido and Orochi have to be defeated. And even in his last moments where he gives his last words, the citizens there finish it off for him after he dies. And he dies just like he lived. An absolute mad lad with the respect of everyone who has ever crossed his path. Enough for even Kaido to say they will speak of your death and how spectacular it was. This is the story of Kozuki Odin. There's no more I can say to this. This man was an absolute legend. I know we speak about legends all the time in One Piece, from Rayleigh to Roger to Whitebeard to numerous individuals who haven't really had much of a spotlight in the story, such as Fujitora with his, sense of morality and being the only admiral so far to actually show that the world government is at fault for its actions and for letting things progress as much as it has. But Odin has literally set the bar for an absolute king. And we've been following his story for since last year, some point last year. I want to say around August, maybe earlier than that. But going through the story of Kozuki Odin from beginning to end, literally one of the greatest characters ever introduced for One Piece. I'm sad that he went out the same way Yasu did. He had a warrior's death. Well, I wouldn't say he went out fighting, but he endured greater pain that I feel anyone else would have. Endured boiling oil that could have that can kill normal people. He endured it for an hour and then had enough strength to send his vassals in another direction so that they could escape with their lives. And even when he could have gotten out of the oil, he still sat in it, berating both Orochi and Kaido. It's going to hit hard in the anime. I can already hear the sad music. Oden is literally the epitome of someone who always had the high ground. If you wanted to compare him and Obi-Wan together, Oden always had the high ground. Even when he took the low ground to grovel and look like a complete fool in front of everyone, he still had the high ground because his actions for it were beyond just. And it would be a death that even a Klingon warrior would be proud of. Even though they shot him square in the head, after all he endured, he's still a far more powerful person. Now, they struck him down, but he's become more powerful than they could possibly imagine. Because when Kozuki Oden died, his name carries reverence. It carries respect. When Kaido and Orochi die, should they ever die in this story, I feel like they're just going to get beaten, but Orochi, he may die. But should these individuals die, they're not going to be remembered for how strong they were. They're just going to be remembered for all the bad things they've done, and then the moment where they got their butts kicked by someone possibly weaker than them. Yo, Crown Clown, chapter was amazing. Rest in peace, Oden. Rest in peace, the most legendary man we've seen in this story so far. Sure, we have Whitebeard and Roger, like I said before, but Oden, literally, we've seen this boy go from being a baby all the way up into having kids and being married to a lady from 800 years in the past up until now. And we see him even in his last moments, just like Whitebeard and Roger. He cements his name in history as a person whose last words stick with everybody. Roger's last words was letting everyone know that the treasure that I've gained, everything is in one piece. Jumpstarts the golden age of piracy. Whitebeard's last words confirms that One Piece exists, even though the world government was trying their best to dissuade anyone from believing that One Piece exists. Whitebeard's last word is letting everyone know that it does exist, reigniting the golden age of piracy. And Oden's last words is that he was born to boil, just cementing the fact that he's still Oden, regardless of the adventures that he's went on, regardless if he became selfless instead of selfish over the years. He's still the same powerful Oden that everyone knew. So his last words still resonate with everyone, and his name still carried weight, even until his last moments, and even all the way up until like 20 years into the future. So legendary figures with last words that stick with them. Oda really does good at character building. That's what makes the story of One Piece so good, the world building and the character building. Now, I know some people have had some problems with the pacing, but I haven't had any problems with the pacing of this overall. I thought this was good. I thought we learned enough concerning these characters as we learned about them through each singular chapter. But over time, I've come to realize that Oda is really good at setting up the world first and then filling it with characters that fit in that set piece. And then as we go through the adventures with them, everything just meshes together. I hope this sounds coherent enough, but Oda really sets himself apart from a lot of other manga authors by just taking his time with world building. I honestly feel that Oda doesn't rush through character building, because if he did, then it would just be so much packed into a panel at one time. And mind you, we've gotten chapters where it's just jam-packed with info, like the ultimate chapter, where we found out the bounties of all the Yonko and found out that some of them were part of the Rocks Pirates. And then we found out about the God Valley incident. And then we found out that because of the actions of the God Valley incident and Garp teaming up with Roger, Garp came back to the Marines and with his help, defeated the Rock's pirates and became known as a hero of the Marines. So much jam-packed info just to keep us going for so long. But overall, I feel like the pacing for the story has gone really, really well. And the fact that some people are saying that One Piece he would like to end One Piece in the next 5 years. To be honest, I didn't notice the change of pace, maybe because it's gradual and not piled on. I honestly feel like the pacing is fine, and not saying that there's anything wrong with what you just said, Jacob. Some people may have a problem with the pacing, but I don't have a problem with the pacing. We get all the information we need, and if it's a cliffhanger type chapter, then it leaves on a perfect note, which then we get to know more of in the next chapter. Of course, there will be theories and yada, yada, yada. And how long have I been going on for? 31 minutes? Wow, I managed to get this done pretty quickly. I got 12 people here? Wow. It's not very often. I ain't calling you out, man. You're fine. You're fine, man. Don't even worry about it. I'm not calling you out. I'm just saying. But overall, the story of Kozuki Oden, great. Story of Oden has been great. I love this character. I really do. I was wondering, like, back at the beginning, I was wondering who's this Kozuki Oden character that they've come to respect so much. And come to learn about him, learn about his swords, learn how strong he is, and just seeing him grow up, then joining Whitebeard, then joining Roger, and just so much going on. But this also means that this is the end of the tale of Oden. Which means pretty soon, if it's not the next chapter, then maybe the chapter after next, that we go back to the present day. And then the story continues on. Realizing how much Oden's arc made, okay, time for a sequel. And tell it from whose perspective, Momonosuke or Hiyori? But we're going to be getting back to the present day very, very soon. The story of Oden is over. This chapter just pretty much confirms it. We're going to, and I don't know, maybe since we're going on break next week because we don't get a chapter until the 1st, it's making me think, are we going to get the chapter to the moment that leads up to when Toki sends them all into the future? Or are we just going to cut to the present day and just recount those events? Same story, different perspective. Maybe. But overall, fantastic chapter. 10 out of 10. If not for the emotional weight behind this entire chapter as a whole. I loved it. I loved everything about it. I'm glad. And I'm not saying that I'm glad that the story of Oden came to a close. But I'm glad we got a conclusion. So that we can continue with the present day story. Because we still need to know what happened to everyone at the meeting point. What happened to the Thousand Sunny. What's going on with Kaido and Big Mom now that they say they're going to join in a big alliance now. Like, what do you even name that? The Big Beast Pirates? The 100 Mom Pirates? I wouldn't mind playing it from like Doflamingo's perspective. I don't know how they'd make it work, but I want more Oden. Huh. I don't know how that would work. Because Doflamingo was like a little kid. At the very least, I would like to think that maybe he was still in Marijois during the time of... No. No, he was older. Because he was there at Roger's execution. And Oden was still around when... And Oden was still around during the period where he gets the letter... where he gets the newspaper saying that Roger was executed. So Doflamingo was still older around that time. I think he was like 16 during the time of Roger's execution. So yeah, Doflamingo may be around there, but I don't know how Doflamingo would fit into the story though. As far as for Oden, for Oden's story from another perspective, I don't know how he would fit in there. Just need more Oden. Well, I'm pretty sure some shops have some Oden for you, so you can just have some Oden to your heart's content. But overall, I just wanted to say that this was a fantastic chapter. On a side note, for more things, One Piece, I'm thinking about replaying through all of One Piece Pirate Warriors 3 before One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 comes out. Now, mind you, One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 is still going to be covering a lot of the arcs from 3, but it's going to be a lot more expanded and the maps are going to be a lot bigger. If many of you haven't seen like the new March 20th, right? One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 comes out on the 27th. I forget what comes out on the 20th. Isn't that when Persona 5 Royal comes out on the 20th of March? I think that's when Persona comes out. But One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 comes out on the 27th. So we got to wait until near the end of the month of March before we get One Piece. But leading up to that, I know I made some like moveset videos, and I know I did some guides and some builds for nightmares, but I might just play through all of One Piece Pirate Warriors 4 from beginning to end, leading up to One Piece Pirate War. I said One Piece Pirate Warriors 4, didn't I? Play One Piece Pirate Warriors 3, leading up to One Piece Pirate Warriors 4. If many of you haven't seen the new trailer, character trailers that have come out, just go to the main website and then, switch to the Japanese version of the site. They got the new gameplay for Ivankov, Mihawk, Hawkeye, Ivankov, Mihawk, Hancock, and Buggy. I don't know why I said Mihawk's name twice. I was thinking Hancock. I was thinking of a name with an H, but it just came out Hawkeye. My apologies. The maps look a lot bigger. If many of you remember, like the Coliseum DLC from One Piece Pirate Warriors 3, yeah, the Coliseum is a lot bigger in Pirate Warriors 4. It is absolutely gigantic. It is big. And that's still part of the whole map for Dressrosa. And we've already seen Dressrosa to be an already massive map. Yeah. So, and we still got a lot of character trailers that we haven't seen yet. We haven't seen the trailers for Bartolomeo. We haven't seen it for all the Vinsmokes, Reiju, Ichiji, Niji, Yonji. We haven't seen the ones for Shanks, and we haven't seen the one for Blackbeard. So we're still waiting on those trailers to come out. They're either going to come out on Monday or they're going to come out on Thursday like they did earlier this week. So I'm definitely going to be keeping my eye out for that. I tend to kind of post it a little bit on my Discord a little bit. So if you guys have been around it, then that's just a place where I tend to post it a little bit. I kind of post it on Swillo, Swillo and Bimmy Question, another YouTuber that I know. I kind of posted on his Discord because we're all waiting for it. As soon as that game comes out, it's a wrap. I'm going to be pushing out as much content for that game as I can, and I can't wait. Going to be playing a lot of Muso games these past 2 months. Yeah, I noticed you've been playing a lot of Warriors Orochi 4. I'm still playing through that a little bit. I mean, there's only one character I'm using, and I've been using Odin. Not Odin from, not One Piece's Odin. I mean, Norse mythology Odin. But unfortunately, it's the Japanese version of Odin, and where he has long hair and he looks like Sephiroth, and he has like a slim build and he has no beard. I'm used to Odin Borson with a beard. But that's just a little bit of what's going to be going on here. I got Dragon Ball Z Kakarot right here. I was, before I did this stream, I was so prepared to start recording more episodes because I want to get the game story done. Have I beaten Hundun? Yes, I have. I've beaten him multiple times. I've actually unlocked the ability to go to Pandemonium levels anytime I want, because that's a camp upgrade, but it costs some crystals. So, just fight Hundun once you get high enough level in order to get the crystals from him. But that's just another story for another time. But I'm working through Dragon Ball Z Kakarot right now. I'm nearing the end of the Cell games. Well, the Cell games haven't started yet. It says it's like a couple of days out. But I'm hoping that I'm going to be done with this Android saga very, very soon. So that way I can start the last arc, which is the Majin Buu saga. So that way I can get that done. And I'm kind of aiming to get this all done before this month is over. So that way when March hits, it's going to be One Piece and Neo 2. I'll probably be playing Neo 2 before One Piece. But Neo 2, I don't know if I'm going to do a series on that. I played the first Neo and I did like a walkthrough for that. I don't know if I'm going to do one for... I don't know if I'm going to do a playthrough for Neo 2 when it comes out. It sounds nice. But I may get it, but I may just do a playthrough of it much later. I'm just giving you guys a synopsis of what's going to be coming to the channel very, very soon with this upcoming month. There's going to be Neo, and there's going to be One Piece Power Warriors 4, which is going to... Now, and the thing with One Piece Power Warriors 4 is not only are we getting like 42 plus characters already in the game, but they're going to be making a character pack that's going to add even more characters to the game. So a lot of people are speculating that some characters that are getting axed from the game are going to be added in with this DLC pack. What I'm really hoping is going to be some new people. So whoever doesn't make it in the base game, I wonder if they're going to make it in the pack, in the character pack by itself. All right, Jarvis, I'll check it in a minute. But overall, yeah, that's just going to be what's going on with the channel. This is just a little bit of a channel update. I hope you guys don't mind. Sorry if I'm talking your ears off. I know it's been 40 minutes, so my apologies for joining on. Can't wait for Doom. Oh, right. I forgot about Doom. Definitely getting Doom Eternal. It's good. I like Doom. I think it's like the most Christian game that one could ever play. But, so Doom, Neo 2, and One Piece Power Warriors 4. Now, if One Piece Power Warriors 4 is as good as 3, then I can see myself playing that game for another 5 years, because One Piece Power Warriors 3 came out in 2015, and I'm still playing that game to this day. But so hopefully Power Warriors 4 is as good or even better than 3. If it's better than 3, then, well, we're going to be playing that for a long time. But I digress, and I'm droning on again. Topic on hand, Chapter 972 of One Piece. We are literally less than 30 chapters away from being 1,000 chapters of One Piece. I haven't mentioned this in a while, but we're getting closer and closer to that 1,000 mark for this entire series. And I feel like even as far as we've gotten as now, we still haven't scratched the surface of the story that Oda's trying to tell us. But the story of Oden, legendary. That's all I can say for that. So I'm just going to go ahead and end it here. I want to get myself something to drink, and then I'm going to start recording some more Dragon Ball Z Kakarot and push out as many videos as I can for today. So with that being said, thank you every single person who showed up. You have no idea how much this means to me. And to have all you people, I don't really average like 10 people sitting up in chat all the time. I'm looking forward to that number increasing as the days go on. But to all of you who are here for the first time, thank you for stopping by to see me. You didn't have to, but you did. And for that, I'm eternally grateful. Just you showing up helps my channel, and encourages me and lets me know that, hey, I'm doing something right. So if you guys enjoyed, then I'd love for you guys to come back around again. And all of you who have been here for a while now, who have been here for a while, thanks for tuning in again. With that being said, hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in the next video. So have a fantastic day. And once again, as always, I got me on there. Later, peoples!